There's a question that is still looming today. Did he buy Twitter to lose money? It's a valid question. Elon Musk is now considering making users pay, all of them, to use Twitter or X or whatever. Elon Musk says he needs you to pay so he can eliminate the threat of bots. That part. Billionaires looking to charge anyone still on X. There's less people now. The news was reported on the platform by Bloomberg's David Lee, who wrote Elon Musk revisited an idea apparently floated privately in the past, charging everyone to use Twitter, a lower tier than premium. We're moving to a small monthly payment for use of the X system, he just told Benjamin Netanyahu, saying it's the only way to stamp out bots. Mediaite with the reporting. In a Mediaite article, Musk rationalizes the proposal by proclaiming bots don't have money. You see, so they can't pay, is what he's saying. So that way it takes care of the problem. I'm not sure that's how it's going to work. That's what the billionaire says. Now, Lee linked to a November 22 article by Casey Newton about the idea of putting Twitter behind a paywall, a seemingly logical step Musk might take after the bumpy launch of Twitter Blue subscriptions. Remember those? Saying at the time, but the new Blue likely faces larger problems. The existing version only had a little more than 100,000 active subscribers. Platformer has learned. The new version will be 37.5% more expensive, and its value seems murky for most regular users of the platform. It's unclear how the company will persuade enough people to subscribe to justify the effort. In July, Musk himself reported Twitter X had lost 50% of its ad revenue, which prompted Musk to put Blue on sale for the cost of one fantastical cup of coffee that comes in a tea bag, which is 23 cents. It just seems to keep getting worse for the billionaire who has advisors, has people on the payroll. I mean, I know that he fires people, but he doesn't seem to want to listen to anyone. And despite all that money and access and toys, Twitter X keeps going down. My prediction is the same people who said, I don't care about a blue check, are not going to pay $1, 50 cents, 8 cents, 1 penny to subscribe and be part of this platform. Tell me I'm wrong, Yasmin.
I cannot and I will not tell you you are wrong. This is kind of like what we were talking about earlier about people who voluntarily get themselves into these positions and then they run into problems once they put themselves in these positions. So it's hard to feel sorry for Elon Musk. It's hard to feel sorry for the richest man in the world, just full stop. But especially in this case, I still have a Twitter account. It is active. And by active, I mean that it's there. I don't use it. I've never used Twitter. I've never liked that platform. So part of me acknowledges that it is a good tool. It's a public forum. It's for the people. It's of the people, that kind of thing. But another part of me is just like quietly watching all of this unfold and like wishing it would crash and burn because I really don't like getting on Twitter. And this goes back to a few years ago, like 2015, when I was working in marketing and I used to have to get on Twitter every morning just to see what was up. And it was during the time when Obama was on his way out of the Oval Office and Trump was very much on his way in. And you could just see all the toxicity right there on that platform. And now with Elon and his blue checks, it's almost like you can just identify if anybody has the blue check, I can already tell you all I need to know about them. You can already tell what kind of content they're going to be pushing out there. It's so predictable and it has become so much more of a cesspool than it was even before. And that's not good. And I think after the fact, if and when he does implement actual payments just for regular users without, again, getting any added benefit for paying for something that has been free for years and years and years, it's going to be even worse. I think that would be enough to get me off the platform that I'm already not using. So it'll be just another place to avoid, like Rumble.
Yeah.
And Truth Social, that was the other one.
What is it called? Fruit. I can barely keep a straight face on that one. I often wonder, As Elon Musk takes the platform into a nosedive, how those who were there in the beginning, I lived in the same neighborhood as Jack Dorsey's parents when I was in St. Louis. And I often wondered how he feels after cashing a $44 billion check, he and other investors, how they feel about the direction. Or maybe when you come up with something and you're able to sell it that price to, some people are saying Elon Musk got played. What a sucker. But do you have a personal attachment as you watch and I think he still retains maybe a couple percentage stake in the platform, but he got his money up front. How do you feel when you watch what you built so strong and bright crumble, simmer, smolder, whatever? I think things have a season, a reason, and this may be, something like, think of the early social media platforms that went away. MySpace. Does anyone remember MySpace?
Yes, absolutely.
No, not you. You can't possibly
Love
remember MySpace.
MySpace.
It's gone.
Just take me back to a better time, please.
Right. I think Twitter's
all I
going to
want
be a
is
thing of the
MySpace back.
past.
I remember the song that I had playing on my MySpace page.
Wow.
I was in high school when MySpace was up and about and at the beginning of Facebook. So that was back when you had to have a college email address to get on Facebook. So I couldn't get on Facebook when it first came out because I was still in high school. But it was just better, simpler times. And I think even Zanga, I don't know if people will remember Zanga, but that was like a live journal. We would all just come home and just type our day into these live journals and our friends from school would read it. That's crazy to me right now to think about that we were all just doing this after school, but it was a different time. But to your point about whether or not somebody like Jack Dorsey would see what's happening with Twitter and if he's sad about it, I have no idea. I mean, he got $44 billion out of it. I mean, obviously he didn't get all that money, but he definitely made a ton of money off of this deal. Maybe that's all it is for him. Maybe it's just, an entrepreneurial business venture to him. But I can't imagine conceptualizing and building something for that long and then running it for so long with somewhat of integrity. You could at least tell that he cared about the platform, and then seeing it kind of trashed overnight. I think the bigger picture of that is whenever a tree is cut down, it took so many years for that to grow, and it's so big and beautiful now. And it takes 2 seconds to chop it down. So I think that's always sad.
Yeah. And I think this is what will help dispel, if it's even left, this myth that if you're a billionaire, you're smart. Just because you're born into money, just because you have money, maybe you caught lightning in a bottle, maybe you hit the lottery, doesn't mean you're brilliant at strategy and business, especially when your ears are clogged, like Mr. Musk.